best player?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, I don't know. I don't know him personally.
Him, yeah.
But if we're listening to his music and examining the way he approaches women, the way he even talks about his relationships, there's a
I
manipulation.
just had this conversation
there.
with someone who said Jay-Z, Kanye, Kendrick, J. Cole, Nas, Tupac, Biggie, Drake. Whose legacy do you kick out? And they were like, J. Cole, he's the weakest one.
Yes, I saw this on Facebook.
And my question was, J. Cole might not have as much successful albums, but Drake has to be the weakest content-wise. He hasn't said anything important in his entire life.
The argument would be this. If we're talking about legacy, who's had the biggest impact on the game as it stands now?
Is that what we're talking about with legacy?
That's what it said. You get rid of their entire legacy.
Well, why is Kendrick there? What impact has he had on the game?
Well, Kendrick has changed the way some people rap. I mean,
some?
Yeah.
Hey, he's influenced some people. That's absolutely.
But people would argue he's influenced more people than J. Cole has.
People would also argue that he's a result of Eminem's influence, and therefore
he's a result of Bone Thugs and Harmony. Eminem.
Yeah,
he's a result of all of those influences.
I want to kick Drake out. I don't kick Kendrick.
100,000 specifically.
Kendrick's my favorite rapper. I would never kick Kendrick out. My point is, what has Kendrick done?
People would say that he's done more than J. Cole has done.
Why? Based on what?
He had one
incredible album.
I don't have an argument.
Kendrick Lamar's had one incredible, widely accepted, and an album that everybody loves.
Very controversial.
Okay, but I need to know why. If you're gonna say Drake is up there,
album?
Good Kid, Mad City.
Okay, I agree.
To Pimp a Butterfly, I liked, but a lot of people didn't.
I didn't like To Pimp a Butterfly.
Damn was a pretty good album, but a lot of people found it.
Yes, I'm Puerto Rican. I do not like.
A lot of people, a lot of people didn't like Damn because they felt it was too mainstream, I guess, of a sound.
That's okay. I wasn't like, oh my gosh.
Do you go back and listen to it as much as you did Good Kid, Mad City?
No.
Like I listened to Good Kid, Mad City from first to last song. I don't do that with any other album except Forest Hills Drive.
Yeah, I do that.
You know whose albums I don't do that with?
I also do that for your eyes only. Too.
You know whose albums I don't do that with?
Drake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't, and it's not just because I don't like certain songs.
The thing is,
Drake hasn't figured out.
We're talking legacy, though.
Yes.
Drake has overshadowed both Kendrick and J. Cole, so you have to sit there and say.
But you're saying whose legacy do you want to keep? You want the legacy that Drake has brought? You want that for hip hop, or has it benefited hip hop?
I mean, it's benefited a lot. It has benefited a lot. It's opened up the space for people to not only like sing and rap, which is really dope. I mean, people were doing
that before, though.
Yes, people were doing that before, but he kind of made it into something bigger than it was. So, for instance, Bone Thugs and Harmony were doing that back in '96. You know, they were singing and rapping, and people loved that, but they weren't as big. It wasn't as trendy in hip hop. People were still just straight up rapping. That was back when New York style rap, East Coast, was very like. Yeah. This is how you rap. This is how rap goes.
But who do we get as a result of Drake's influence that we don't want, that we want more of, and are happy that he's here?
I mean, we get a ton of different people. I mean, we have like let me see offhand. Thinking. Like a futuristic. Futuristic's dope. He sings and raps sometimes. He's really
But
dope.
no one knows who that is.
I know who that is.
But no one knows who that is. And not to say that because you don't know who they are, that they're not important, because no one knows who we are.
True.
My point is, the point is, whose legacy do you want to keep? Whose do you not want to keep? Of course, Drake had a big impact on hip hop. He's probably the most influential artist of the last decade in not just hip hop but R&B too.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I don't think that there's. I mean, a lot of people are influential.
Yeah,
that's
what we're talking about.
The question is, have they influenced hip hop in a good way?
Throw away. Whose legacy can we throw away and it not affect hip hop?
No, and it not affect hip hop. Drake's.
That would affect hip hop. That would affect a lot of music. Yes, a lot of people.
Okay, but if you throw away any of those artists, it would affect hip hop. The question is, would it affect hip hop in a negative light?
Yes.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think so.
Drake isn't doing anything special, especially amazing.
Drake has been around for a good amount of years now.
Yes.
I wasn't here when he first came out.
And when Drake started,
I was not listening to music
he was giving us really good verses, but he was known for being really good at hooks.
He was giving really good music that people felt connected to, and people
on an
weren't
emotional level, but didn't leave. But when I talk legacy, I'm thinking about outside of music. I'm thinking about social things. What Nas represented for hip hop,
but
what Tupac and Biggie represented.
When they're talking about, I'm just arguing for their sake because I don't.
You're talking about industry.
I don't know who I would. I don't know who I would honestly. If you ask me out of those people, I don't know who I would. I don't have any kind of.
You're talking about industry.
Yes.
I'm talking about legacy, period. Because Tupac's legacy isn't music.
No.
If J. Cole died today, do you really think that people would Like, he wouldn't be on Tupac's level of remembered.
I don't know.
I think he would. I think Tupac is remembered the way he is because of his untimely death. Anybody who dies young is remembered more legendary than if they were to die older. Or if they were to die at some point in their life. Like, if Kanye were to die right now, it would have had less impact than if he were to die right after College Dropout or something like that. Because that he was at the height.
I heard cats were throwing out Kanye, too.
That's stupid.
Insane.
You can't throw out Kanye.
That's literally
Kanye's
insane.
not only changed the rap game, he's changed the beats game. He's changed rappers going into other lanes game, which is what Drake is doing now, resembling what Kanye did with 808s and Heartbreak and all that. But my point is, with Drake has come the futures and rappers like that. I'm not saying Drake is responsible for that, but my problem with Drake isn't necessarily... I listen to Drake all the time. I think he's a great artist. My problem with him is that he doesn't talk about anything. When is the last time you heard a Drake song that spoke about something outside of his own personal everyday life, or some romantic thing, or sex, or getting faded, or whatever? Like, when have you heard him talk about an actual societal issue, or when have you heard him give a conceptual album? And not every rapper has to be the same, but if you're not talking about anything important, how can I give you a legacy that reaches outside of music? My point was, every other rapper on that list, their legacy goes far beyond music. Therefore, because Drake's is only limited to music, no matter how big it is, he's not the most influential rapper of all time. He's not the most influential rapper on that list.
But
like Nas,
he
Pac,
affects
Biggie.
the music industry more, though, than the others do.
Right now, yeah, recency. But he's not going to affect the music industry in 30 years.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know.
Jay-Z is now, he's still great, but he doesn't affect the music industry like that.
No, but he affects a lot of the way hip-hop culture views things.
Of
When he dropped
course.
444,
Yes.
cats were like, oh no, I gotta watch my taxes and my credit now.
Yes.
And it's like, bruh, you
Yes.
should have been doing that.
Yeah, but Drake hasn't given us anything like that. If Drake pulled out an album like that, would people take it seriously? If Drake pulled out an album talking about that? Like,
Maybe.
Even though Drake is a millionaire because of his hard work and business
if we
savvy.
throw out Drake, we still get his ghostwriter. So technically speaking,
Yeah, we're
nothing
good. We
would
still have
change.
Quentin Miller.
Yeah, we still got Quentin Miller. Maybe.
But speaking of Drake and speaking of songs and speaking of rappers,
Kendrick Lamar,
we should probably get
talk
into
about
this
that song.
future verse. This is what frustrates me about rap music and about rappers and about rap fans.
You know what? I'm throwing out Kendrick just because of the song.
Kendrick shouldn't have allowed that.
I'm throwing
And
out
J-Rock
Kendrick just
too.
because of the
The
song.
whole TDE in general.
I'm just throwing them out just because of that song. That one song.
So
I'm done
they're
with
out.
them.
Their legacy's over.
I'm done. The legacy's over. I'm done with TDE.
I might be on the verge of that, bro, because I don't understand. I don't understand how, if you and I were making a song and someone hopped on the verse and did that, what would we do? Would we allow it? Would we really, like, let's say it was somebody, let's say Future, we got Future on a song and we know what that would do for us monetarily.
Yeah.
Would we allow him to do what he did on that song?
Nope.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
Nah.
I've been okay. I haven't been starving. I can go a little bit longer without like living in a mansion. Like, I do not need the money from that.
No.
And when I say that, we should probably play an excerpt. Hopefully we're allowed to. We play an excerpt of it.
Let me go ahead and pull it up real quick. You can keep talking.
Yeah, we have 2 minutes here, so
2 minutes.
yeah, just play a little excerpt,
Okay,
and
so-
we'll play an excerpt of this. This is a verse by Future on Kendrick's latest song for the Black Panther movie, which I am thrilled to see, which is probably going to be incredible. But we'll see. Hopefully it doesn't suck. I read a Twitter post that if it sucks, we're just going to act like it didn't.
We're just gonna
act like it didn't. We're gonna fake it all the way to our deaths. But,
All right, here we go. We're gonna play.
so this is Future. This guy calls himself a rapper. In case you don't know who Future is, go ahead and play it.
So we're gonna...
I got big dog status, it ain't no secret. La-dee-da-dee-da. Slime on me now. Pass me some shit. Fuck me in
Just pause it. Bro.
Wait.
You want them to keep hearing this?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay.
My gosh.
All right. I'm sorry that you guys had to hear that, but we need to talk about that. First of all, what the hell was that? What was he thinking? I just want to know. I would love to be a fly on the wall when he was recording that thing, and his engineer's like, "Oh yeah, this rocks."
He recorded that by himself.
Yeah, I hope so. Or he
There's
needs
no
to fire-
way
he
he's
needs to
recording
fire his
that.
marketing
There's no
team.
way he's recording that around other humans. There's no way. Like they would have probably thought he was thirsty or something. That was horrible.
Yeah, his
Like
throat
you
was
can't
sore.
you can't listen to that and say, oh no, it's just a wave right now, bro. It's what people like. No,
I'm gonna be honest.
that is garbage.
That's what you get for deep throating hot dogs. Like that's what your voice sounds like.
I think that's a good way to end.
That
this
is a good way to end now, right? Yeah.
Why did you say that? So on the last, so future. I'm speechless.
It's
I spend hours, man, sitting down trying to work on my craft. I think I care about what I write. Every time I write something, I try. If I'm writing something and I'm just writing about nonsense, I'll erase it. I want to talk about stuff that's important.
Of course.
And this guy is going to make a lot of money saying la di da di da. Slob on my knob. Hold on. He didn't say slob on my knob. He said slob on me knob like a hobbit.
Like a pirate.
He said that like Frodo.
Me knob.
He said slob. He said slob on me knob like he was Bilbo Baggins. Like,
yeah.
What is that, man?
I'm gonna be real. I've been underwhelmed by a lot of rap artists, like consistently for the past.
No one's impressed me recently. I mean, J. Cole did on For Your Eyes Only.
Years.
I like
For Your Eyes
that
Only. I love For Your
very
Eyes
much.
Only. I can listen to For Your Eyes Only like consistently every day.
I wish people liked that album. I think understood.
I think a lot of it was. I think a lot of it is the production on it. I love the music.
Oh yeah, it was
on
so
the tracks. And I mean, he does a great job storytelling and stuff like that.
That was incredible.
But I haven't had like anything super like, oh man,
Yeah.
I'm super impressed by this.
We'll see. We'll have to see what the polls decide on your British stuff. We'll have to see what the polls decide on whether you're satisfied or dissatisfied with rap. We should probably put that up there.
Oh man, that's a good question.
Are you satisfied or dissatisfied with rap music that's been coming out lately?
Yeah, man. Take a poll.
And then there's also the
we'll
whole
talk about
Christian rap game, which honestly might be doing better.
Maybe
right
that's
now.
the next discussion.
We'll probably
man.
talk about
I don't know,
something
podcast
next
episode
time,
2,
but-
maybe. I don't know.
If you're watching this though, I mean, or listening to this,
listening to it.
you can
Yeah.
tweet at us at Castañeda, at J Parker,
Real J Parker.
at Real J Parker, or just scream at your phone and see if we can hear you, and tell us what you want to hear us talk about. But
Absolutely.
we like to stay up current, but I mean, I feel like we covered a lot today. Last Jedi, we hated it. Future can't rap, probably should never rap again.
He should get his throat checked.
For some reason, British people are sexy to Joel, and
It's true. You all are very sexy, so you can go ahead
and apparently Drake and all of the Drake. Apparently, the Drake J. Cole legacy debate is still up for grabs.
Oh, I
with-
wonder who would win that.
We'll see. With that, we conclude our first podcast. We hope you enjoyed it.
Thank you guys. Thank you
and
for listening.
We'll see you on the other side of the moon. We hope you enjoyed this video. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel for more, or you can check out our website.
At playersandpoets.com. We look forward to hearing from you guys.